All right, y'all. So I got an interesting conversation that I had today. I was talking to a lady. She's in a management position, kind of in a hiring position. Like she can hire people. I believe in the developer side. So this ain't no rinky dinky, person. So, uh, she told us before, that, she stays away. And, I was like, well, how far is that away from here and stuff? Cause, I think about different places to live, so it's a good 50-mile drive. It's a good hour drive from where she's at. And so I'm like, hey, how's the drive in? Because really what I'm doing is I'm seeing what are folks thinking about this return to office thing. I want to see how they're feeling. And folks they're going to be honest. They're not going to BS about how they're feeling. You see what I'm saying? So she basically tells me like, man, it's ridiculous. She said, I'm really not feeling this at all. That, the same stuff I'm doing, I'm not doing anything. There's really no reason for this to happen. I could manage my team from there. I could come in every now and then, whatever like that. But now this 4-day thing is starting to, so she's like, I'll continue on what she said. She's like, I'm dead ass thinking about landscaping. I said landscaping or like doing a power wash or something. Like she's dead. Like she said, for real, I'm ready to move around if they don't make no adjustments. And she's kind of a big person. That's not someone you really want to lose like that. But she's dead ass. Like, man, I'll just do something else. Way less. I've been hearing this same thing in this environment, and I've been hearing this a lot. Where people are like, man, I'll just do something cheaper to do. If I'm going to deal with all this, I'll just deal with something that's much less pay. Not even literally just labor work kind of job. I know somebody personally that said, man, I'll go back to Amazon warehouse. I don't want to deal with this shit. Put my headphones on, lift my boxes, and go home. And that's all you do, and just keep on moving. So that's what she says. And she says she gets hired a guy, and this dude stays out in St. Francis or somewhere. He stays like 2 hours away. But they're expecting people to drive in. And she's like, well, we're going to have to get you a medical exemption because, she says, he got a weak immune system and this, that, and the third. And, he don't really need to be around other people. So she said that, either they give that medical exemption or they lose out. He's not taking the job. And and he's on her team. But she just hired somebody. So she says, I think that's where a lot of the women, she said, now, when she said the women, my ears perked up again. I thought about that 300,000 black women they talking about. But she said a lot of the women, it ain't, with the job. She said, now most people, they were trying to say, oh, it's Trump, this, that, and the third. Well, she said, I think a lot of these women that is quitting or whatever, a lot of them, especially the ones that's married. Now the ones that ain't married, ain't got nobody, they screwed. They F's out of luck. But she was saying that, a lot of these women are just bowing out over, cause it's a lot easier. If you do got kids and you can work remote, your kids can kind of run around and go do something. You can just say, hey, what's going on? And that's how people are kind of getting by. If they're able to do the same exact thing that they're doing, there's nothing in the office that they need to do. There's no reason to be there, and they don't have enough space. The environment I'm in is a hybrid model. So when she said that, I know she said, I said, I think it's control. She said, I think it's part of that too. But yeah, she's dead ass. And I had a feeling when I asked her about that stuff, what she was going to say. Some folks is going to flat out just be like, look, and I've heard that from several people. That they're like, hey, I'm move around. Talking to a brother the other day, he's like, man, I'm trying to move around. I'm trying to get up out of here. Cause he can kind of see where it's directed, the word's going, even though people are saying, well, ain't no jobs and all that. I'm like, a lot of folks just bowing out. So, hey, I'm going to be on the up and up lookout too. Speaking to that cybersecurity, we're talking about remote now, that cybersecurity analysis I did of that interview. I mean, maybe the networking, but there's nothing more that brother could have done. He just showed me, and I'll upload that. He sent me the rejection offer where they said there was somebody else with more candidates. Looking at his certifications and his experience and everything, he didn't really have a chance to really talk that much. There was nothing wrong with that interview. But that same interview, he could just do the same thing. And see, that was a gold mine position. A lot of those positions that are 100%, the way that I explained it and the way the things that you heard in that position, that would have been a good position for him. So whoever gets that position, they gonna like that 100% remote thing. Because like I say, with this thing that Trump's doing with the H-1B visas, I'm going to analyze that this week. It's going to cost them to send these H-1B visas over. So it could open up doors. Maybe the tariffs will do this. Maybe the tariffs will do that. Make it more expensive, of course. So yeah, things ain't getting no cheaper. But yeah, you're going to hear more of that. But yeah, this lady was like, yeah, man, I'm cool. I'm just not with it. So it's gonna be, in a way, it's going to bite them in the face to a certain degree. But we'll have to see what happens. So I'll provide more information as I go along. Your Daily Tech Guy.